Last week we looked at customary measurements. We looked at length, we looked at capacity, we looked at weight, which is the same as mass. It's how heavy something is. The metric system is what the rest of the world uses. The customary system is pretty much only used in America, and it's kind of how we use measurements, like miles per hour and things of that nature. In the metric system, it's used pretty much everywhere else. The nice thing about the metric system is that we can use one kind of simple chart to help us convert between different measurements. The first thing I want to focus on is the unit of measure. So when the U.S. is talking about length, we're talking about inches, feet, yards, and miles. In the metric system, we use meters. The meter is the unit of measure. When we're talking about liquid measurements, which is capacity, in the U.S. we use gallons and quarts and pints. In the metric system we use liters. And when we're talking about mass, which is weight, in the U.S. we're talking about tons and pounds and ounces. In the metric we use what are called grams. Those are the units of measure. Think of it as like the suffix to all of those measurements. The way that we convert between different lengths, or the way that we convert between different liters or grams, is by using a chart with kilo, hecto, deca, and then we have our unit of measure, deci, centa, and then milli. You've actually seen this or used this chart before. So if I am looking at length, the unit of measure is meter. So my unit of measure right there is going to be meter. If I'm measuring something in a decimeter, it's going to be dm. Centimeter is going to be cm. Millimeter is going to be mm. You've seen these signs before. That's millimeter, centimeter. These are the prefixes, that is the suffix. These go in front of that word. You've got decameter, I'm sorry, it's just dm, hectometer, and kilometer. These are all dealing with length. They're all meters. If I'm dealing with liquid measurements, I have liters. Decaliter, centiliter, milliliter, decaliter, hectoliter, and kiloliter. And the last one is dealing with mass, with grams. So you've got decagrams, centigrams, milligrams, decagrams, hectograms, and kilograms. Some of those you are going to use much more than others. What's nice about this chart is that every type of measurement that we can use in the metric system, for liquid, to weight, to distance, can all be done on this chart right here. At the top of the chart, you've got kilograms, hectograms, deca, your unit of measure, deci, centa, and milli. Here's how I remember that order. King Henry's dirty underwear definitely contains mold. So King Henry's dirty underwear definitely contains mold. So that tells you what all of those little seconds, or all the first symbols are going to be for each of those measurements. King Henry's dirty, the unit of measure, definitely contains mold. King Henry's dirty unit of measure definitely contains mold. And we can use that chart to help us when we have to convert. So if we have, let's say, 940 milliliters, and we have to convert that to liters. The chart tells us in which direction and how many places to move the decimal. If we have 940, we can place our decimal right here at the end. We're going from milliliters to liters. So we're going to start right here at milliliters, and then we're going to go to liters. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 spots to the left. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move it 1, 2, 3 spots to the left. That makes it 0.94 liters. So all we're doing is moving the decimal left and right. So I've got 1,400 liters. I'm going to convert that to kiloliters. So now I'm starting here at liters, and I need to get to kiloliters. So I'm going to move my decimal 1, 2, 3 spots to the left. So I start with 1,400. Move my decimal 1, 2, 3 spots on the left. Now it's in between the 1 and the 4, so it's 1.4. Look at a couple more examples. If I've got 3.4 kilograms, I want to convert that to grams. I start with my 3.4. We got lucky because they gave us the decimal already. We didn't have to add the decimal in. So we got the decimal. We're going from kilograms to grams. Kilograms is here, grams is here, so we're going to move 1, 2, 3 spots to the right. 1, 2, 3 spots to the right. Add in our zeros, so we now move that decimal over to there. So that's 3,400. Do one more example. So I've got, let's say, 1.42 centimeters. And I want to convert that to millimeters. Start with my centimeters, which is here. Move to my millimeters, which is here. So I move one place to the right. So I take my decimal, I move it one place to the right, so now it's in between the 4 and the 2, which means I'll have 14.2 millimeters.